Okay, so it looks like I am probably live right now. Let me just send out the updated link to people. Let's see here. So while I am setting this up for anybody who's managed to find this, you are awesome. I think you guys might be looking directly at the chat. Okay, so I think we've got it. It's interesting because we were trying to innovate a bit from the previous lives where let me find the camera. Okay, we were looking to innovate a bit from the previous lives where we didn't have an active link before. And in this solution, we found where we could, but it didn't play nicely with what we were doing before. So I apologize deeply for the 5-minute delay there. I appreciate everybody who's waiting. We'll give a moment for anybody who might be getting the new link. In the meantime, I'm just going to double check that everything is sent out. And yeah, very simple enough. So what we have is, in this video, we're going to go over a list of questions that has come in from the community, various ideas that people wanted to know more information about, and as well as to go into more information about the Pichiu network, what we plan on doing as far as utility with the token, and how people can begin getting involved in participating with what we're doing here. Now, as people begin coming in, would love to see a smiling emoji or smack that like button and send it off to somebody else, because whoopsies for the technical challenges. But yeah, so for right now, it's super exciting to see where all things are going. We want to be able to test out this this concept of going live more consistently on YouTube, because it's hit a point where while we're onboarding people, and pretty soon we'll begin the training phase, and we imagine in January that's when we'll really see the new systems being fully rolled out. As of right now, we are still building a lot as we go, and a big part of that is things change constantly. As we discover new opportunities, perhaps we had one way of doing things that would have taken 2 months, and then we find out how it could be done in 2 weeks, but it means changing something else. And to be able to help keep a better, I guess, a better pulse with the community, to be able to connect more consistently with folks, and ultimately and shamelessly to be able to tap into the collective brain power that is this amazing community. The fact is that is the spirit of decentralization and blockchain, and the vision that I know was a major part of what initially inspired me to get into the industry. While of course, yes, for all of us, I would imagine a level of the money that can be made and the insane growth and scalability that's been proven again and again, that definitely is the light that gets our attention at first. Yet when I saw that blockchain had the ability to be able to provide a chance that folks who would likely never meet each other, people of like mind and like heart, those who may have a similar vision yet come from very different backgrounds, what would happen if they worked together? Like my family's originally from a small Caribbean nation, Trinidad, and it's something where I learned growing up from my mother a special appreciation for the United States, and being able to work in an environment that opportunity exists, that even in a difficult, rather racist town of growing up in, to be able to have a chance to work hard and to learn and to grow, to make something. Blockchain and what we are doing here in Kylin, and it was meant to be a distraction to let people join. It looks like we've got a good number of folks in, so I'll wrap up the topic, but it's something where that's what we're really tapping into and looking to build with this marketplace. because right now the bottleneck in so many ways. I actually just wrote a video that's going to be much too long compared to what we've done previously, but we'll break it down into smaller pieces, explaining what exactly it is that data solutions can provide and how people can participate in the revenue generation of that. This marketplace, and Pichiu is the first step of that, is an ability for people of different backgrounds. Perhaps somebody who, like myself, is a bit of an outsider with a background in digital marketing and advertising. And while I'm still learning about the underlying components of blockchain networks, I understand a lot about how to be able to use demographics and psychographics to sell the crap out of various different products and services. And I know that there are companies that will happily spend hundreds of thousands of dollars just for a chance to be able to get an edge on their competition. Because when someone's spending hundreds of thousands of dollars a day on advertising, a 5 to 10% improvement in the conversion rate can make a huge difference. And in this case here, that's a business use case that, while yes, a data scientist may have so much experience in terms of the various different types of algorithms available and whatever the latest technology that can be, tech stacks that could be used to provide a solution for that problem, they'll understand that domain. The domain expertise for utilization, which is what's going to bring mass adoption to the space, especially in data, those are separate people. And it's very seldom that a data scientist is also the domain expert in what they do, and vice versa. So what happens, and it's inspiring to see, but very often you'll see these business partnerships where somebody is something of a domain expert, whether that's advertising or maybe it's healthcare or maybe it's cosmetics, whatever industry it may be. Pair that with a analytical, data science minded person, and the solutions that are possible are typically companies that run circles around their competition. Because in this way, the domain expertise allows a deep understanding of the customer, the end customer, whatever value it is they're looking for. Perhaps the end customer is a viewer on YouTube and somebody who's looking for a chuckle after a long day, or maybe it's a makeup kit that's meant to be super easy to travel with. I don't know, but it's something that the way that these people find each other, maybe this is called the business type folks, domain expertise, and the data scientists. Right now, for them to interact, it'd be very difficult. Facebook groups and conferences, maybe, but most people I know are not sitting around thinking, oh my goodness, I need a data scientist, or I need a data engineer, or a data analyst. And if they do, they're probably not excited to pay a data scientist salary. And this problem, it makes it to where there's a lot of ideas, a lot of value that is locked inside of these massive, incomprehensibly huge data sets that are collecting digital dust as of now. So creating this marketplace is meant to be an environment where data producers, the technical folks that are going to have the savviness to know where to look to find data, know how to retrieve that data safely, securely, and in compliance, as well as how to deliver the data to the end user. Then there's also going to be data producers. Data is consumers, excuse me. The business folks are the domain expertise. In this case, the metaphor would go to blockchain would be the end application. Maybe it's a DeFi protocol or a metaverse game or something. But they're looking for some kind of information. And when those dots are able to connect, and there is a reward incentive available by providing those solutions, it then creates a market, not competitive in the sense of taking each other down, but a place where it's survival of the fittest, the best can rise to the top. So that way we can have an environment of improving in a rapid pace of innovation, of creating data solutions, while also being able to showcase to more of the business environment at large of what's possible by being able to crowdsource data solutions. So I bring all this up. It was meant to be an introduction, and I dang sure did not keep it short. That was another 5 minutes. At the same time, though, I bring all this up because that is what our first steps. I guess I just reversed the order. I was going to answer questions first and then go into this, but here was a little bit about what is it that we envision for Pichiu and what is the actual utility that we see as available. Because these solutions are, it's a demand right now, and we have 50 partners that all have various applications looking for data, and the query fees on that, that's a community member. That's somebody that is going to be able to generate that indefinitely. So we're looking forward to being able to bring as many people as possible together. We'll be starting our crowd loans as of the 12th. That's Sunday, this next upcoming week. And we've got the details released on what that looks like. There's an article that'll be coming out. If it's not out already, then later on today. So I can go more into specifics. At the same time, I'm going to take a moment and catch up through the chat and take a look at the questions. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, ideas, or anything in between, feel free to drop them here in the chats. We're still exploring with the best cadence for these videos, so I would greatly appreciate feedback as we're architecting exactly how we'd like this brand to look as we continue to build. Right. Thank you for the kind words. I'm glad you made it too. That's awesome. Kylin for the win. Yeah, Swish and Main, I that was all me that time. I did not realize that the two systems are not the same. I thought it would work, and whoopsies. I'm gonna test it out after this though. So if I randomly pop online, that's probably what it is, because we almost had it where it would have the right camera, the right link, and we could schedule it before the call instead of doing it immediately. Either way, we'll get it figured out. I love seeing so many familiar faces. Thank you so much for being here. Yeah, the Kylin hoodie. We need a way to distribute them better. So it's part of what we're working on. I know that right now, if you're in Europe, it's a lot easier to get your hands on. Once they go overseas, though, it's the price just becomes astronomical for shipping. Thank you, Crypto Lady. Stu, good to see you. Bull Sander, my man. Thank you so much for always being here and helping us so much. That's interesting. Salonis, they do data mining. Well, I definitely have been wanting to make some more data mining friends because that's what we call a data producer. So I will definitely have to take a look at them if yeah, and see how they might be a fit. All right, so I'm going to knock out the questions. I've got a list right here. And starting out, how come the tokenomics say 30% and now announced rewards are 10.5 million Pichiu? Yes, about the tokenomics. So the Pichiu tokenomic breakdown that goes towards parachain is meant for the entirety of parachains. Now, the fact that we have, I guess, much less participants on the current auction, it just doesn't make sense to spend all of it on one and maybe a half parachain, when quite frankly what we're looking at with Pichiu is probably a 2 to 5 year-ish plan, really depending on when mass adoption kicks in. We're kind of thinking 2 to 3 years is when we'll see a pretty large boom in terms of users on the network. And around that time period is when we can look at potentially retiring Pichiu. At the same point, though, we got to make sure we're able to take any market as we continue to move forward. And we will be updating the tokenomic breakdown and making sure that all the documents match the exact percentages as we proceed. Next question. Do exchanges support the crowd loan? Yes, so there are multiple exchanges that do support crowd loans. I don't have a comprehensive list right now. I want to say that KuCoin, as early as late October, did state that they're supporting crowd loans, but that was 6 weeks ago almost at this point. So an eternity in crypto land. We will find out exactly what exchanges that we can confirm provide assistance with the crowd loan, and we'll release that throughout the week as we continue to get updates. We'll also be doing at least one live per day, which will be kind of a chance for us to get in front of folks, get whatever questions we need, share whatever answers we provide, and we'll have a team who's breaking this up into pieces so that way we can get some of the most important bits out there. Next question. Is there a max on how much KSM one party is allowed to put up? I don't believe so, no. I can say that with 99%. I say I don't believe so, like there is a possibility because I'm guessing they have some type of a bot protection system in case someone is trying to spoof the system. And at the same time, though, in terms of the percentages of the maximum amount of KSM, it's a 30K maximum on the aggregate of our entire community. I'm gonna get a sip of water real quick, sorry. Excuse me. Where are the Pichiu tokens dropped? On a wallet or exchange? So the Pichiu tokens, they're going to be dropped directly into people's wallets. Now, we don't have all the details for the drop yet. We are going to have, excuse me, we are going to have to push that until, I'd say 90 days to be conservative. We are looking at solutions on how to get it done even faster. But to be frank, until we can say with specificity what it's going to be, we're going to call it 90 days out. In that time period, we're going to have released the details for it. What we're thinking as of now is there's going to be a snapshot process of the wallet that's involved. We'll connect them using a DApp, and that will then make it to where we'll know what proportionate amount to send. Though it absolutely, to be more clear though, it cannot be an exchange account for the Kylin tokens as far as holding it. And sorry everybody, I'm getting over a bit of a cold, and I'm supposed to be taking it easy today. And it's funny, I guess my body kicked in because I was feeling just fine, and then boom, it came back. It's all right, we'll be able to knock these questions out, and I'll finish up the day and make sure that things are good so we can keep rocking and rolling. So next question. When can we start locking out KSM? December 12th. So that's just about 5 days from now, you'll find it. I like to look at, I think it's parachains, excuse me, parachains.info. Yeah, I'll drop. This is where I like to watch what's happening on the different parachains out there. At the same time, though, we'll have plenty of updates, and we're going to be recording a video going over exactly how to participate in the drop. I'd say towards the end of the week, maybe let's say Friday to be conservative. We're going to keep on going from there. Let's see, I lost my place. Sorry. Let's see. Do we know who our competitors are in the auction? So, you know, I'd say I struggle with the word competitors because I come from a very competitive environment, and I can't say I call our friends in Polkadot competitors. Like, I want to see them all succeed, and the fact is, all of us can succeed. Now, the way that parachain auctions work is that whenever somebody starts, it just keeps going until they get a slot. And at this point, there are far more slots than there are projects going for one. So it's really not a matter of somebody winning, which insinuates that somebody is losing. More so, it's who gets the slot first. So for example, right now, it looks like the last folks had raised about 100,000 KSM. They won for this week. Now there's another group that they have 55,000 KSM. So as of now, they'll likely beat us next week. Now that's not an over concern, because if we looked at it from the perspective of win/lose, that means that they lost this week, but they haven't lost this week. It goes into the next week. It's also why we didn't see much logic in delaying, because it wouldn't affect the auctions anyway otherwise. So in this case here, yeah, my guess would be that we'd be looking at probably the week after that we actually win. But it's something where we'll be continuing to get information out day by day and doing these lives as well to talk about where everything is at. Great question. It's a concept I'm still wrapping my mind around the best way to describe how the auctions work and the best ways to participate. Question: how long will our KSM be locked? KSM auctions are for 48 weeks. So just under a year is the best way to look at it. Will they be staking for Pichiu? So the details of what we're going to do with Pichiu are still being worked on. I can say the answer is yes, we will be offering something for Pichiu. The thing is, we're still architecting exactly how we're going to integrate the staking process into the use case of Pichiu. As of right now, the question is, and I'm happy to share this with the community, though we are not going to share all details until it's a bit more solid. That way we can keep the growth as productive as possible. But it's something where within any ecosystem, there's going to be some kind of a leader system. There's going to be people that rise up to the top, and there's going to be people who are learning and wanting to grow. And we'd like to very much encourage leadership participation in this, to encourage, almost like an achievement system for new developers to be able to build into different to build different types of solutions, or to create documentation, or perhaps there's a buddy system. It's a very wide range of possibilities of what could be out there. So of course, yes, Pichu is going to be utilized for query fees and such on the network itself, yet in the world of modern blockchain, there's so many cool use cases available. So what we're kind of envisioning is something where there's a leaderboard type situation. Maybe it's people who participate in DDMOs. Maybe it's a matter of the relative success. Maybe that's query volume or terabytes per month. I don't know, and we're still figuring it out. But something that makes it to where people are able to do something fun with those. And we're looking at various ways to be able to gamify the system and the network. So that way, ultimately, we can have a very strong long-term use case within the overall Kylin community, above and beyond, arbitrary staking of additional data validation, which it's already in there. And yes, that can be it, but it's already done through Kylin, already done through Polkadot, and I bet you we can do something fun with Pichu. And what would Pichu be used for? You know what? It looks like we killed two birds with one stone there, because Pichu is something that, just got to break down what it is. But I do want to practice giving a short answer. So Pichu will be used for facilitating query fees and transactions on the data marketplace. On top of that, we're looking at ways to potentially utilize it as something of a social token, or maybe a leaderboard, or some other type of gamified internal community system that would allow for further use case opportunities of the token. All right, well, everybody, I think that just about does it with the questions. Let me just poke into the chats and see what we've got. Let's see. Also, once Kylin gets a parachain, how will our current KYL token be transferred to the dot network? Yeah, so there's going to be a dApp that connects everything and transitions and rewards you the correct amount. There's so many projects that have dual, and a lot of projects are like on like BSC and like 4 or 5 different networks. It's a very standard system. Coin thinking, wondering about the rewards. Yes, for each Kusama, it is 350 Pichu. Yeah, I definitely want to find ways to get more hoodies out, because they're awesome, man. Like, I know they don't need to be sold, but they're so soft. I mean, Bull Sander, whoever manufactures these, or whoever supplies them, I hope you give them a big thank you for me, because it's probably one of the best hoodies I've had. So we definitely need to get these in more people's hands. Yeah, I see. If you destroy Pichu in the future, will you have some Kylin in exchange for the burn? So, John, this is a good question, and it's something where I'll tell you, we have no intention of burning Pichu in the future. There's just so much monetization opportunity available by having two different networks that can optimize in slightly different ways to allow for more efficient services as we scale up towards mass adoption. Now, under the event, the vastly unlikely event that we do burn it, which again, it's not the intention, but it is something where yes, if for some reason that was a direction that we would go, I would say that there would absolutely have to be some type of an exchange burn situation to make sure that the value can be transferred in some way. towards Kylin. Yeah. So you know what? Happy to give an update on the website because we actually have. Well, yeah, we made a good step. So as of the last 2 weeks, with the challenge came in, and quite frankly, it was me on the site. We built it up to a point, and it was one of those things in design where when something becomes a bit too custom, it doesn't flow, it doesn't work. It becomes separated from the user experience of what it's supposed to be. Maybe perhaps very pretty, very attractive, and very colorful, but it's the experience that really matters here. And it's something where when I looked at how this first site should be when we were launching it, I know it's got to be great. I know it's something where our current site is real good. And I don't have negative things to say about our current site, except for the fact that it's a billboard and we can't change anything on it very easily. On the other hand, it's something where I wanted to make sure that when we have a new site out, that it is absolutely better than what we currently have, and we can build upon it to make improvements. Now, in this case here, we're looking at as of now, I've approved of the design and I've sent it out. I would expect this week for it to be available and to actually be pushed live for us to get started. At the same time, I've got to be conservative. While it's possible for it to be done by Friday, it is something where I'm still going to have to onboard it into our domain, and that can take some time. With the weekend coming up, and I know I've got uh, a pretty packed schedule, it can be early next week. So what we're looking at as of now is we're going to be doubling down our attention on the content creation side of things, taking videos like this and these lives and finding creative ways to turn that into additional content. So that way we can continue to spread the message and answer people's questions and provide more insights and information about blockchain or data or Kylin as a network so we can continue to grow our community numbers. We understand the website's a major part of that and absolutely is going to help us accelerate the overall growth. It is just something where the website, it is just one variable within a much bigger picture. And it's something where to rush one item in a way that may not produce a positive disproportionate benefit, it's something that just doesn't make sense when we have so many other pieces in play that I'm excited for everybody to start to begin to see over these next couple of weeks because our team has been working relentlessly behind the scenes to be able to get everything out for you. See, one live each day that shows commitment and transparency. Thanks for that. Yeah, absolutely. I believe in Kylin and I believe in everything that's here. So I'm looking forward to I'm looking forward to figuring it out. I mean, I'm a bit intimidated by it, by the way. It's just some of the YouTubers that I admire the most. They do it, and I see what a positive impact it can make because yeah, there's some days that are tougher than others, and I know there's been days that I have just greatly appreciated the people that are there every single day, available to share their insights, information, and just another perspective to be able to go along with. We're in this journey together. It's why I love that shirt I was wearing yesterday with the WAGME acronym. We all gonna make it. We're all gonna make it. Excuse me. It's a beautiful motto. Well, that and win and help win. So Luis, so will the Pichu tokens be redeemable for something later on when you retire the network, or will it just lose utility? Yeah, so it's something where the intention is to not retire the network, ideally. Ideally, we're able to continue to monetize and offer solutions through the Pichu token. It is a bit of an experiment in the sense that it's going to be the canary network environment, expect chaos. It's an environment that's meant for testing, and that is extraordinarily useful for data applications because some applications are mission critical and just, I mean, imagine a heart monitor. It's very important that the sensors don't break in something like that. Just an example of how data can be mission critical. So an environment like Kusama, where we're able to test things live in an open market without the same consequences that might exist in a Polkadot type environment, likely faster, with less risk, and likely more affordable. Over time, while there's not much of an economy right now around data solutions on blockchain, on Polkadot, it is something where as blockchain grows, more networks will connect to Polkadot. That means that exponentially more applications are going to be looking for data across the other networks and applications that are within this entire blockchain ecosystem. And when that happens, I think we would be remiss if we didn't have an environment that made sense for testing, especially because a major part of the vision of this network is being able to cultivate young talent. Not young just in terms of age, but young in the terms of we're all pretty new here in blockchain. A good majority of us are here from the last couple of years alone, and someone's considered a dinosaur if they've been around since 7+ years. They're the ancient wise elders that are have much more experience than the folks that have been around for 2 or 3 years. I say that because it's something where it's changing fast, and we need to be able to make it so that there's as many systems as possible to help people to make their own solutions and apps in this space. A lot of blockchain apps still have quite complicated UIs. How do you see that, Kylin, bringing forward a lot of people, companies? Mass adoption is like great complexity. Yeah, mass adoption is tough, and the user experience is a big part of it. It's why when I talk about the site, it's one of those things that quality matters more than speed, and speed matters for sure. We got a lot of stuff happening. We got to get it out there, but if it's not good, it can damage the user adoption pace, and that happens every day. I mean, when I first tried MetaMask, I like to think I'm pretty technologically savvy, and I had so much anxiety the first time I was taking each one of these steps, and sure, I was able to figure it out, and I'm guessing most everybody here can do these things. And I think that MetaMask has a beautiful user experience. Yet it was still difficult, more difficult than I know many people off-chain would be excited to do to manage and monitor their money. So it's something where with Kylin, I see it as fundamentally important, so much so that when we're talking about these bounties and these DDMOs, the DDMO, which is just a tokenized software solution, a way to monetize your applications or your ideas further. It's something where it's not just the technical and development talent to build the thing, it's also going to be the marketing strategy, the branding, and that specifically what that is who is your customer? Because if you know your customer, then it's possible to build for the solution that they're looking for. They call it the difference between what is a person selling versus what is the customer buying. I say that because when it comes down to how we look at our solutions at Kylin, it's not just a matter of what is the solution to us. To us, it might be data extraction, but to them, it might be a price feeding oracle. Simple example, but we want to make it to where the user experience is consistent with that. Thank you, Bull Sander. Yeah, I got a little bit of extra steam, so that's why I'm still going. See, I can feel the positive vibes. So that's why I got some more energy and. Oh. Yeah, 100K was nuts. I think were they the ones that didn't have the cap on there? Either way, it's really awesome. I'm glad to see so much excitement for the Kusama ecosystem. We're really woefully under communicated, I guess, right now. I'm looking forward to being able to take the marketing to a new level. A lot of people don't know exactly what Polkadot and Kusama is, let alone the difference from Kusama and Polkadot. We're thinking Kylin Decoded should help to spark more excitement because we'll talk about the tech. Let's see. Yeah, so the differences between Ocean Protocol and us. I'll take a crack at this. I'll tell you, I haven't looked at Ocean Protocol in probably 4 months or so. So I'm a bit behind the times. No, actually 3 months to go. Still though, a bit behind the times. From my understanding of Ocean, and after this I'm going to take the time to do a little bit more research, so that way next time somebody asks, I have a more coherent answer. But they're a marketplace specifically for artificial intelligence solutions. Really cool ones. I remember playing with them, and they had Facebook has a time series machine learning system called Profit, and I saw that they had an integration with them. I digress. So they have this system where within artificial intelligence, you typically have a ton of algorithms that you can choose from, each of which are like considered tools in a carpenter's tool bag. He might have a whole bunch of what looks like screwdrivers and hammers and all sorts of crazy stuff. But to him, he doesn't need all of those every single job, but he knows which tool to use to achieve a specific solution. Say that because within artificial intelligence, it's similar. You have a whole bunch of different algorithms, a whole bunch of different ways to do things, yet you don't always know or have access to maybe the best, or maybe someone has already optimized something for you. So what Ocean Protocol offers is a platform that AI engineers can put their algorithms, their formulas, I guess you could call it, the systems that they build, and they can share it with anybody else. So that way, other developers are able to tap into that, and they can start to use that in their applications, quite similar to what we're doing. And Ocean is actually on my short list of people I'd like to talk to for collaboration because we each have quite a large data community. And it would be powerful for us to be able to find ways to integrate and deploy the AI solutions that are available from Ocean Protocol and to interact with other applications throughout a network, or perhaps to do some bounties together, or who knows what else is available. But exciting project, one that's on my short list. Let's see. Now, sorry, my computer is freezing up a little bit there. What happens to Kylin? So yeah, Kylin and Pichiu, they don't they don't change anything with each other. So the existence of Pichiu makes no impact on everything we're doing at Kylin. What is going to be a bit different is that the network that people are interacting on, Kylin as of now is an ERC20 token. So people are holding up a MetaMask. Pichu is not going to be available on MetaMask. It's going to be on Polkadot.js, which is Polkadot's wallet, a math wallet, or any other assortment of wallets that will inevitably be able to hold Pichu. I share that because it's something where the Pichu solutions are a specific category of the opportunities available, and then Kylin is going to focus on other items. And yes, so my computer is frozen right now, so I'm not even sure if the live is still going. But this next question I see is, will a person get 350 Pichu per Kusama, regardless of the price of Kusama? And the answer is yes. If Kusama dumps tomorrow, Kusama pumps tomorrow. We're denominating everything out of cryptocurrency, a crypto native. You know, super awkward, but I don't have control of my computer. It looks like it's frozen. Oh boy. So it's very possible I'm still going live, or the internet cut out and I'm not live at all. And unfortunately, I don't know how I'd find out. Okay, I feel like I'm breaking all the rules looking at my phone, but I've got to. Okay, so yeah, sorry about this, guys. Okay, whoopsies. I would be laughing so hard if I saw this. You guys get to see what our earliest days as a network looks like. Well, I would scroll through here and answer some more questions, but my computer is completely frozen. This does happen, unfortunately. So it's just something weird. It's an old computer and it freezes up. And yeah, looks like we got to experience that here. So I'm going to shut it down because typically I have to just hard hit it. Though, everybody, thank you so much for being here in the middle of the day, evening, afternoon, morning, wherever it might be for you. We'll be doing a live every day this week. And if you have any other questions, please drop them in the Telegram or hit us up on Twitter. The ambassadors will be looking for your questions and making sure to list them out to me. And yeah, if you have any ideas, what we're looking for right now is developers. So for anybody who has experience in Substrate, we have multiple positions open because we are looking to scale fast. And for developers who are looking to get into blockchain, we're pretty soon going to be releasing more details about our dev fund. We've got tens of millions of Kylin available to be able to kickstart projects. So if you have ideas, we're taking applications there as well. Feel free to reach us in Telegram to find out more. So enough of the shameless plug. Thank you for everybody who's joined. And until next time, bye for now, y'all.